How do you top your love for your cat? With a cascade of decadent savory gravy over a mouth-watering mousse pâté. Fancy Feast gems. 2 gourmet pâtés in one convenient pack. Simply peel and plate to reveal a pyramid shape that makes eating delightful and pamper her with an experience as extraordinary as she is. Turn the everyday into the extraordinary with Fancy Feast gems.
Finished training for the day? Time to fight post-workout fatigue with Core Power Protein Shakes. They're packed with 26 grams of high-quality protein to build muscle and electrolytes to help hydrate. The nutrition you need to help your body replenish, rebuild, and repair post-workout so you can power on to the next one. Champion your recovery with Core Power. Visit corepower.com to learn more.
Hey, this is Bill Simmons from the Bill Simmons Podcast, here to help you make the most of your summer with Michelob Ultra, a superior light beer worth playing for. Play for it with the guys when you're competing to see who can sink more birdies on the golf course, because winning tastes even better with Ultra on the line. Play for Ultra. Fill your fridge with Michelob Ultra this summer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Have you ever wondered how your body naturally repairs and rejuvenates itself? It all comes down to your stem cells, your body's built-in repair system that renews tissue, restores balance, and helps you feel your best. But by age 30, you have up to 90% fewer stem cells in circulation. That's where StemRegen comes in. Founded by stem cell scientist and health pioneer Christian Drapeau, StemRegen products are designed to support your body's natural repair system by using science-backed, plant-based extracts. Just 2 capsules of StemRegen releases an average of 10 million of your own stem cells into your body. No injections, just 2 capsules. Empower your body to rejuvenate from within, whether you're focused on recovery, longevity, or just overall wellness. StemRegen can help release more of your health, more life, and more of the best version of you. Try it now at stemregen.co and use code POD15 for 15% off your first order. That's StemRegen, code POD15.
Acast powers the world's best podcasts. Here's a show that we recommend.
Do you like being educated on things that entertain but don't matter? Well, then you need to be listening to the podcast with Knox and Jamie. Every Wednesday, we put together an episode dedicated to delightful idiocy to give your brain a break from all the serious and important stuff.
Whether we're deep diving a classic movie, dissecting the true meanings behind the newest slang, or dunking on our own listeners for their bad takes or cringy stories, we always approach our topics with humor and just a little bit of side-eye, and we end every episode with recommendations on all the best new movies, books, TV shows, or music.
To find out more, just search up the podcast with Knox and Jamie wherever you listen to podcasts and prepare to make Wednesday your new favorite day of the week.
Acast helps creators launch, grow, and monetize their podcasts everywhere. Acast.com.
Hello, anyone there? In the deep bowels of the podcast universe?
We come to you from inside a J14. Can you hear us? Hello, hello.
Hello, if you can hear us, send help. We've been stuck here for 20 years.
We're stuck in a Jonas quiz. Please, get us out. It's Jumanji, but J14.
Honestly, sold in the room. Let's pitch that. Hollywood, hello.
That was kind of a slay. Write that down. I'm not going to lie. You guys, welcome to What's Your Issue? I'm Troy McEady.
And I'm Dara Laine Sussman.
It's our first episode.
Troy, are you so excited?
I'm freaking out. It's like, I can't believe this has been such a long time coming, and I can't believe it's finally here. I am so excited. Are you?
I'm so excited, and like we were saying off mic, I'm weirdly nervous and had to calm myself down and be like, it's just Troy. You're just talking to your good buddy Troy, but it's first day of school.
It does give first day of school. I will say it feels like divine intervention that you and I had this magical week together. I didn't think I could love you more than I do.
I know.
And I was like, damn, I am literally obsessed with you at this point.
Troy, I'm literally Obsessed with you. But Troy, you were in LA where I reside. We've met IRL like once a couple years ago, but this was our first Yaya sisterhood full excursion that we got to have. And we did happy hour, we did 4th of July.
We did a day lunch, we did dinner. I
Oh,
mean, we hung out like a lot. And it was really, really cool. And I got to meet all of Dara's friends. I mean, it was just like I just got to be immersed in your life for a few days, and it was like very fun. And I didn't think that I thought that you and I had connected as much as we could. And then we met in person and I was like, "Oh, like there's so much more to even connect on." And it made me more excited to do this with you.
honestly, me too, because of course, I love you and always loved you, but you never know who a person really, really is until you're spending extra time with them in person, not just behind a mic or
Yeah.
texting. And I was like, I know it's going to be fine. I'm so excited. But also, what if Troy actually turns out to be weird?
Yeah. Yes, hello.
You turned out to be just the same amount of weird that I am.
Yeah, I know. It was like, oh, it's confirmed. We're both the exact same kind of freak, and this podcast is going to be great because of that. Like, it would have been good either way, but now it's like really going to be incredible. I got to look through Dara's just a light breeze through her magazine collection. I saw her Bernadette Peters Playboy. I saw her Holly Bridget and Kendra Playboys. Like,
The Playboys I tried to turn into collages that I got bored with after, just cutting out pictures and destroying the magazine, never to paste it onto a thing.
no, but that's also so relatable. Like a real magazine collector, if you don't have random magazines that are chopped up, do you even love them?
I dare say you don't.
I mean, if you haven't tried to Mod Podge something with a magazine clipping, are you even one of the girls? I don't know.
If you don't think it's a good idea to try and Mod Podge furniture as an adult, if you don't for a brief moment think, that actually might be really chic, and then go, wait, I cannot magazine collage my adult person's furniture.
It stops at college, but my is such a beautiful like little journey to go through because we all the magazine girls had like in our college house, all of our like shitty end tables and lamps were covered with naked women from Playboy. Like Pam Anderson's boobs were just Mod Podged on all of our furniture. I'm not kidding.
See, Troy, now I'm rethinking Mod Podging furniture, and I'm like, that honestly sounds really cool.
I pick up a Holly Madison table. I'm like, well,
This podcast will just constantly be Troy talking me off a ledge as I have a Mod Podge brush in one hand and a nude picture of Holly Madison in the other.
I'm like, Dara, why are your hands caked in glue? What are you doing? Should we tell the people? I know that we released a teaser episode. Some of you may have listened to it, some of you may have not. That's okay. But if you maybe didn't or maybe you forgot, should we give the people a little synopsis of like what this podcast is?
Yeah, how we came to this idea.
Yeah, and how we're gonna save print media.
Oh, yeah, that is most important. We will be saving print media. You can thank us in advance. We will be changing the world here, one Cosmo girl at a time.
Our show is titled, What's Your Issue?
What's your issue?
What's your issue? We're going to try and say it as close to Wendy Williams as we can. And every week, Dara and I are going to take turns choosing a magazine, and we will literally discover what the other person's issue is, like what articles they found interesting. We are working on segments. We're trying to figure out like interesting segments. So if you guys have ideas, if you want to hear us discuss like ads or listicles or we definitely want to do quizzes, but we're going to really explore these magazines and remind people of like why they're not garbage and why they shouldn't be throwing them away or keeping them in an attic. And if you are going to do that, just send them to us because at least we'll take care of them like our babies.
I mean, listen, we are saving print media and the environment.
Yeah.
We don't want any magazine going into a landfill, okay? Please do not put your Elle or your Teen Vogue in the bottom of the ocean.
My heart literally, I almost had a stroke. I'm not, when you said that, I went into fight or flight. It's like, don't do it, please. We mentioned it again in the teaser episode, but we are going to start a P.O. box so that people can actually send us magazines. We've talked about this, but like when we buy these magazines, we know that they're coming from the garbage. Like they give garbage. They give they give tucked away in the basement for 15 years.
They are serving must. They are serving smoke.
They just discarded. That's how they smell. They smell like they've been discarded. So
They've been
yeah.
or loved.
Yes, or deeply, deeply, deeply loved. Those Playboys have gotten a little bit more love than I'd like to really even. I don't want to think about that. Those 80s Playboys have seen some things.
Oh, we don't want to know.
You don't want to know.
Some of those things are illegal now.
Right. I'm like, what has Bernadette seen? Good Lord. We also are going to be starting a Patreon and continuing our magazine discussions on our Patreon because there's so much to cover. So you're going to get basically the stuff that we had to edit out of the actual episode, and on top of it, more content. So like these quizzes, listicles, and things like that.
I guess this is our little book club for stupid people who can't read full books.
If you only like to read books that bend, me, with big ass pictures and advertisements and colors, yeah, this is for you.
You've come to the right place. We are the bimbos for you.
May I ask you a question?
Yes.
What's your issue?
Oh my God, that was our first.
The first one! Oh my God.
So, Troy, I'm pleased to tell you that my issue for this week is a CosmoGirl from April 2004. I was honestly in a tizzy trying to decide on my first magazine for our show. I went through 4 or 5 different magazines, decided I was going to do that magazine, then abandoned it and went on to the next one. Finally, I was like, no, I have to do CosmoGirl, and I chose this one because when we were hanging out in Los Angeles, we were talking about how we were both raised by TV. And I feel like we were also probably raised by magazines in another sense. But so for me, I was raised by CosmoGirl. That was the #1 magazine I was reading in the most formative teen years, like 12 to 16.
Okay. Ooh, perfect age for it too.
And then on the cover of this CosmoGirl is Sarah Michelle Gellar, which I feel like around that same time frame, Buffy the Vampire Slayer was also raising me. I mean, there were many shows, but Buffy was a show that I would watch. I would come home from school. I'd watch 2 to 3 syndicated episodes. And then if it was like a Tuesday and it was a new episode, then I'd be watching like 4 hours of Buffy every day after school. So to have a marriage of these two things, my Sarah Michelle Gellar and my CosmoGirl, I feel like it just sort of is a great jumping off point for people to sort of get to know me. This is peak nostalgia for moi.
Yeah. I mean, I think you hit the nail on the head. It's peak nostalgia for so many people. Like, Cosmo is one thing. CosmoGirl, baby, that's a deep cut. Like, I don't even know if a lot of people that weren't immersed know that CosmoGirl existed. Like, that's also just such an interesting thing, like the spin-offs of the magazines that you already loved. Elle Girl, CosmoGirl, Teen Vogue, like, you know, that was just such an interesting little, like, subcategory of magazines. Like, I don't know. And Sarah Michelle Gellar is just, she's our mayor. Like, she literally is. I always say Sarah Michelle Gellar and Neve Campbell are comparable in the sense that for a really long time, the stuff that they did wasn't just successful, it was like defining. Like,
yes,
like Buffy is defining, Cruel Intentions is defining, Scream is defining, like The Grudge defining. Everything that Sarah Michelle Gellar did for years was like a touchstone for our generation, and it was like massively successful.
You know, that is so crazy to think about it that way, that how many actresses today can you think of that like their early work just like across the board holds up? I mean, she's in several things that made huge marks on our pop culture and on our hearts.
God, on our hearts. I mean, she raised an entire generation of homosexuals. We can definitely say that. Like, she is a gay icon. I mean, she is
I
the
don't think
most.
she gets her due for that either, in a
I
lot of
agree.
ways. She's not like an obvious gay icon, but I feel like she's definitely an underappreciated gay
Yeah.
icon.
And even like the gays that do celebrate Sarah Michelle Gellar, it's like they celebrate her in context. Like they celebrate her as Buffy
Yes.
or as, I Know What You Did Last Summer. Like just all around, she's a gay icon in a lot of ways. And like she's one of those unintentional gay icons, again, like Nev Campbell to me, where she's like, her projects just so happen to speak to queer people.
Yes.
Like Cruel Intentions, just for whatever reason, speaks to a lot of queer people. Horror movies and slasher movies always speak to queer people. And it's also interesting, like, I think because she was Buffy, and like we viewed her as like this strong, like the symbol of like 90s female power, like swinging from lampposts and shit, but having like a crop top on, like that was like so cool. The juxtaposition between that and like her movies, like her horror films, where she would like be a damsel and like
Yes.
die these really dramatic deaths that were so like prominent, like they're the ones that you really remember from those movies, was also just like so interesting to me as like a teenager.
Yeah, I don't know. Tell me if I'm wrong here, but I feel like at least back then in the 90s, early 2000s, TV was for women to be the center, like the hero in a show like Buffy, whereas you didn't really see that in horror movies. It was like the girl was always, there was the final girl, but it was always still like a damsel
Yeah.
crawling tooth and nail trying to get out.
Yeah.
Buffy was just very ahead of its time in how girl power, which is, I hate saying that. I don't know why I said girl power, but
Feminism, equalization between the sexes. No, but you're right. You are right though. I mean, that was like, and listen, nobody played the damsel like Sarah Michelle Gellar. Like she was so good at being a damsel. Like her scene, I actually just saw I Know What You Did Last Summer at the theater, because they always show it for the 4th of July. It's like my favorite 4th of July movie. And I was just like, damn, like seeing young Sarah Michelle Gellar on a big screen was already just like so mind-blowing, because she was so good. But like that scene of her trying to get away and like going through the alley and the parade, and she's just so believable as a damsel.
so the third thing that we will be accomplishing with this podcast is reviving Sarah Michelle Gellar's career.
Yeah.
That is the third mantle we will be taking up.
Happily. That's what Katy Perry wrote Woman's World about.
Let's talk about the cover,
Okay.
shall we?
Happily.
Every magazine sort of has its branding and its vibe to the cover. CosmoGirl, always very bright, always, this one is very matchy-matchy. Everything matches, from her cheeks to her lips to her tube top to the text.
Okay, listen, I know that this is an old issue and we're looking at a digital version of it, but like, is the saturation turned up super high, or is her makeup insane in this cover?
I think perhaps it's turned up a touch, but I also can't tell you with any sort of authority.
When I tell you I've never seen SMG in such high whore drag, when I tell you that she's painted for the cheap seats up against the wall at the top in the balcony of the theater, like it is, the blush is insane. It's the exact same color as her purple lipstick. Like there's no color difference.
So what I find very interesting about her cover article is it's very sparse. It's not really about Sarah at all, but it almost feels like, I don't know, they called her people and they were like, hey, we want to put Sarah on the cover. We had someone drop out last minute. Can you just send us a picture and we'll just like doctor it? Like, it doesn't feel like a real picture. It feels photoshopped. Compared to other CosmoGirl covers, feels like someone gave them a picture and they cut around it and then put it over yellow.
I would bet my life on that if I'm being honest with you, because I looked up who shot these photos because I was so interested. So they were shot by Lorenzo. I believe his last name is pronounced Agius. It's Agius. And I was looking at his pictures, and like he takes a lot of celebrity photos. And I think that these were just portraits that he had taken of her. And like you said, they were like, let's just use them for the magazine and we'll crop out like whatever, you know, whatever is like in the background, because like you, and I know that we're going to get to the her actual article, the cover story. But yeah, this didn't feel like it was like for the like it was like a last minute like weird thing.
And I have to go back to the cover article, but I don't know. There's just a different feeling to it.
I was surprised when I went to her. I was like, oh, I can't wait to talk about what her article was about. I was like, oh, this is some kind of fucking, like you said, it was a favor, yeah, an ad or something, or like they wanted some good press out there for her. It feels very, I wrote in my notes that the article felt very Cruel Intentions. Like it felt like an article Catherine would like plant for like the Upper East Side to read about her.
What page was it?
124.
Yeah, this is weird. Now that we're talking this out, this is a very weird cover story. It's just called Room to Grow. There's no picture of Sarah. And we will put these articles and stuff on the Patreon so you can follow along with us and see what we're talking about. But yeah, it's Room to Grow. It's about, I don't know, like an ad for Habitat for Humanity.
Yeah, and like an ad for how charitable Sarah Michelle Gellar is. Like it feels very pageant, if you will.
It's a interior design focused article where they've found this young woman who is an orphan, and she got a Habitat for Humanity house for her and her sister, and now Sarah Michelle Gellar is gonna give her bedroom a makeover, but not her sister's bedroom, just the older girls and just one room.
Not only does it sound like propaganda that Catherine from Cruel Intentions would like push to the Upper East Side moms to let her into their homes, it also kind of reminds me of in I Know What You Did Last Summer when Sarah Michelle Gellar gives her speech at the pageant.
Yes.
Okay. My favorite quote of this whole thing. The whole article is just insane. It's this little section is titled "Give What You Can." She said, sorry. This is so silly. She said, "Giving to charity is without a doubt the most amazing thing a person can do. It doesn't matter if it's $1 or $1,000, whatever you have to give. And the great thing about Habitat for Humanity is that you can get and build with your own hands. And there's something so wonderful about that. You get to be a part of creating this awesome thing, a home." Like she may as well have ended it with like what did she say? Like, "Through God, I will serve my country."
Yes, it's kind of giving the Lindsay Hubbard pregnancy announcement article sponsored by Clear Blue Easy. Like, I thought I might be pregnant, and then I took a Clear Blue Easy, and thank God it was so easy to tell that I was indeed pregnant. Like, it's like, okay, look, can we soften this a bit?
And it's also so funny because, and I might be wrong about this, and whoever is like listening and correct me, please. I'm happy to be corrected. But I don't remember any period of Sarah Michelle Gellar's career where she ventured into like home decor design. You would think that based on this entire article that was the next step.
I could totally see her doing that, but also then when you get to the following pages and see what that beautiful mind crafted, maybe it is not a career detour for her.
Let me tell you something. It's giving Hildy. Giving Hildy. And that, and some of you that you just swerved off the road a little bit. Some of you literally just jolted the car because I scared you. I meant to. It's giving Hildy.
I mean, this was another thing where I was like, is the saturation turned?
No, Dara.
All the way up.
Dara, it's a fun house. She turned this girl's bedroom into a fucking circus tent. It's literally, you know that pink that they paint inside like, what is it, like like locker rooms or whatever to like make the players more aggressive. Yes. It's like showing a bull the color red. Like it's a room that's meant to make you spiral out of control.
I don't know how anyone would sleep in this room. I also don't know how they printed all of these copies of this magazine and it wasn't just like dripping in pink ink.
I'm dying. When you guys see the pictures of this room on Patreon, like you're gonna die. Like it's so hideous. It's insane.
Listen, I know this girl is 18, but like this is too old for her actually. Like it feels like a bordello.
It's also so interesting, like they have these like styling tips from Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Okay, also she says at the beginning, Sarah quote unquote says, and I'm just dying to know how much of this she really said. I feel like her people just sort of fired it off in an email and press send. But it says LaToya's favorite color is red, so we utilize red. You look at the pictures and it's like, okay, you put red in there, but this does not read as red to me. It reads as hot pink from tip to taint.
From tip to taint. There's this girl on TikTok that makes fun of extreme home makeover shows. She'll be like, hi, like you went to Rainforest Cafe today, right? That's your favorite restaurant? Consider it done. And then she like turns the entire bedroom into a like that's what this feels like, where she's like, you're sick. You love Pepto-Bismol, right? Consider it done. You're now getting a Pepto-Bismol themed room. And it's like so, and you're right, it is quite whorish. It's a little it looks like boudoir photos. Like it actually looks like a themed bedroom at
yes.
At what is the name of that hotel?
Of Madonna Inn.
It feels like Madonna Inn room.
Okay, it looks like a Madonna Inn room on a shoestring budget. If you really look at it, they don't give her a real bed with a headboard. They paint a headboard onto the wall.
I didn't realize.
I mean, her parents are dead. Has she not suffered enough?
Hello.
Like, can we at least give the girl a headboard?
And then above the sheer curtains is this Princess Peach like jewel design of like body jewels that are stuck to the wall.
It's literally just body jewels stuck to the wall in a stupid pattern.
It's like a design that would be on like Maya's arm at the MTV Beach House, but they put it like on the wall. Yep. And they go as far as to give you step-by-step details so that you don't freak out. And it says you can do it yourself. Don't be scared on how to do the crown jewel above your, and they call it the crown jewel. First, practice creating a design that you'll like on a piece of paper. Ours is an upside down V with curled up ends. Like, I cannot take this.
My favorite thing about the whole article is, so Sarah in the very beginning, she says, it's titled Read for Your Soul. And she says, quote, I love to read. So everything in my room as a teenager, and even in my house now, revolved around books. I selected 4 that I wanted LaToya to have. The first one, The Princess Bride. It's just such a beautiful story. I chose A Midsummer Night's Dream because Shakespeare's comedies are the basis for nearly every movie that we love today. The Color Purple is one of my all-time favorites. And I chose I Know Why the Cage Bird Sings because Maya Angelou is just amazing. Now, I will say this. I feel like Sarah was just like, oh, shoot. She's black. Okay, I need a black author. Okay. And she's like, oh, The Color Purple and I Know Why the Cage Bird Sings. Please, someone ask her to name any other book by a black woman. I bet those were the only 2 she could think of.
Dara, when I saw that section of the article and I saw that she picked The Color Purple for this young black girl, I was like, girl, are you joking right now? She was like, and here, Maya Angelou.
And here, two extremely depressing reads. A Shakespeare play and The Princess Bride.
Right. For a young girl whose parents are dead, who's raising her family, who like lives in turmoil. Why don't you read The Color Purple? You'll love it. This is just one of the weirdest, I guess like it's not weird as an article that you would see in a magazine. It's weird as the cover story for a magazine because it's not a real cover story. It's just so funny. Can I read you her styling tips?
Yes.
styling your home like a star, follow these kick butt room decor ideas from Sarah Michelle Gellar. Do set up a comfortable space separate from your bed where you can study. Keep it organized. Love that. Don't decorate on a whim or put up pictures of celebrities that you might not like in a month. Think about what it really says about you. Now that I kind of love, because that's shady. To be the girl in so many magazines that people have hanging up on their wall and be like, don't put celebrities on your wall. Do plaster your walls with photos of your friends and family to keep the people that you love close by and add a warmth to your room. Love that.
Though I will say, to juxtapose that with a young woman whose parents have just died, I don't know. Like, is that the right advice at this time?
She's like, only hang current photos of your parents. And the last one is, don't be afraid to experiment with smaller items that are easy to change, like picture frames and throw pillows. And they make it a point to show that Sarah Michelle Gellar was responsible for this like dainty little $39 frame. She picked out like a Target frame.
All of this does feel just like they had an intern throw this together. Like, Sarah's style tips. Do keep organized. Okay.
Do buy little things. Little things are easy to move. And what's so funny is like in the context of us reading this as kids, because like CosmoGirl for me as a homosexual, this was like the equivalent of my parents finding like a porn, like finding like this was my Playboy. You know what I mean?
Oh my God, Troy. I never thought about that. That is so interesting. Do go on.
Like this is what I would hide under my mattress. You know what I mean? Like it's like, yeah, like I want to read because it's already insane as a young teenage boy in the early 2000s to be reading Cosmo. Like that on its own is insane, but at least I could explain it by being like, the girl in the cover is hot and they whatever. But then to be reading CosmoGirl, like to read the subset of Cosmo is literally so forbidden. It's the forbidden fruit. So I just picture myself like reading this and kicking my feet in my bed and just believing every single word of it because I just worshipped Sarah Michelle Gellar so much that I would believe like this is the kind of shit that really got in our heads, you know? Like a parasite.
Anything else about this piece of hard-hitting journalism?
No, I think I'm ready to move on to some more hard-hitting journalism. I'm so excited to talk about your other pulls.
Unfortunately, I did not realize this when I chose it, but this is also an April Fool's issue. And there's several pages of CosmoGirl pranking you.
Wait, I didn't even pick up on that.
It says it in the corner of, it starts on page 53.
That's so funny.
Now, first of all, let me just preface this by saying I hate pranks. I think April Fool's Day is stupid. Pranks are for people with no personalities.
Yeah, I hate them. And like to just to like add to that, like to want to see your friend be made a fool of and be humiliated, it is. Look no further than Ellen for why it's a personality defect. It's not to say that you're good at pranks is not something to be proud of. Yeah. Anyway, keep going.
Disgusting. But there's several pages of fake magazine, which who is that for? It's just supposed to be funny?
For sure. And it's also hilarious because I'm thinking about myself as like a 14-year-old reading this, and they have like this page that's dedicated to Chris and Steve-O from Wild Boys / Jackass. And they're like the CosmoGirl hunks, and it's supposed to be a joke because they're like not hunks. But like I did want to fuck Chris from Wild Boys. So
I mean, the Jackass guys were like hot.
A lot of young girls would have had sex with these men, so it's not like funny.
I mean, they're in Speedos, which I guess is just inherently funny.
Right.
And it's like, well, they look quite good in them.
Yeah. Like Chris looks like a literal model, I would venture to say.
Literally. Like, he's got little cum gutters.
No.
Okay? Like, that's no joke, honey. Okay? Have I ever told you, Troy, my feeling that Jackass is like incredibly queer coded?
No, you haven't.
I mean, listen, I don't mean to derail us in any sort of way, but I was watching old episodes of Jackass, and it's a lot of men who are straight finding excuses to touch each other, especially each other's genitals. But then also, there is an emotional component as well, where it feels like boys who haven't worked out their childhood traumas hurting themselves instead of speaking plainly about their feelings, and their guy friends supporting them in that in a way that I find beautiful.
It's giving like, I want to touch your dick, but I have to staple it or something so that it's not gay.
Like, these are men who should be toxically masculine, but I feel like they're so sensitive.
Wow, I'm turned on, by the way.
I honestly I have to really develop my thesis, because this was just me watching Jackass on an edible and working this out. Give me some time and a clear head, and I will have a full essay prepared.
I mean, you kind of just unpacked why it was like pornographic to me. Like, I used to watch it because I was like, these men are naked and hot and wearing thongs and doing crazy things. Like, it's like the catching yourself on fire and shit was like the afterthought, but it's like Chris is just like in a thong the whole time.
Exactly. And they're putting themselves in these vulnerable situations where they're scared, and they're like able to talk about how scared they are, but it's like, are you really talking about the stunt, or are you talking about life?
Right.
And how scared you are right now.
Oh my God. Oh, I go on a massive Jackass binge. I'm like, I've been watching a lot of Wild Boys.
Ooh, he's a wild boy now. But that's just my very underbaked theory that Jackass is queer-coded, vulnerable, beautiful, and men bucking the stereotype of toxic masculinity by subverting it with pranks.
I have a feeling that this won't be the last time we see the Jackass Boys in a magazine. So this will bake, and it will continue to bake as time goes on.
Yeah, and honestly, this is a collaborative experience, listeners. So if you've got any thoughts, please let us know.
Yes, we are happy to hear them.
Please write in.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, should we, every week, like, you know, how in magazines, I mean, they have it in this CosmoGirl, where readers write in and they're like, I didn't like what you said about Ashton Kutcher. I did like it, and here's why. Send those in.
Yeah. Yes.
We can put them on the Instagram.
Yeah.
We can make them look like little magazine writings in.
That is such a good and campy idea. I'm obsessed with that.
Oh, and we can read it at the beginning
Yeah.
of an episode, and then we can also post them on Instagram.
Yes. And like, you guys pretend that you're like writing letters into like a P.O. box.
I mean, sorry, genius just happens when you least expect it, you guys. Let's read a couple of the write-ins from this. So this is on page 28. Speak up! ! Your raves and rants about our February issue. Okay, wow. So Tracy, 18, from Orlando, Florida, writes, if the writers at CosmoGirl really believe that Ashton Kutcher is the most talented guy on the planet, they must not have seen his movies or TV show. The man has no real personality. He's virtually just a pretty face. Hot? Yes. Talented? Hell no.
Get him. Get that man. Go harder.
Tracy, if there's a Tracy in Orlando, Florida, who was 18 in April of 2004, please contact us, because we love your vibe.
I'm gonna read the counter. This is from Rachel. She's 17. She's from Charles. Is that Minnesota?
St. Charles, Minnesota.
Oh, I'm. Don't even edit that out. Keep that in so people know how dumb I am.
You need to learn. Okay, Troy, you need to learn.
This is a bimbo podcast, first and foremost.
This is a bimbo summit, okay?
No, literally. I'm like, she's from like Charles, Minnesota. She said, the Ashton effect. I was so excited to see Ashton Kutcher on this month's cover. Not only is he hot, but he has a great sense of humor. My favorite trait in a guy. I had always assumed that he was probably really full of himself and not that smart. But your article showed us all that serious side of him that we don't get to see very often. I never knew that he could be so deep, so insightful, and so intelligent. Like, girl, what? I don't...
Okay, I will say this. Rachel is not our type.
Mm-mm.
Okay, she's not our kind.
She can't sit at our lunch table, unfortunately. There's no room.
I just feel like Rachel and Tracy went on to live very different lives, and I feel like Rachel has a husband that she does not care for.
She's a Facebook wife for sure.
Yes. But wow, yeah. Deep, intelligent, insightful.
It's like, okay, I suppose. And this would have been like before he even got on Twitter. There would be no reason to think that Ashton was smart yet, you know?
Oh, God.
I know.
Rachel from St. Charles, give us a call because you need some mentors.
Right.
And also, Ashton Kutcher, notorious prankster.
And now we've said it.
And now we've said it. Okay.
Look at how the truth unfolds on its own.
Here's another one. Foot action. This is from Erica, 16, from Joppa. Now, is that Maryland? Listen, I am notoriously very bad with geography.
And I'm notoriously all body and boobs. Like, so it's just, I don't expect any deep thoughts from me. I'm just hot.
We're literally just hot, and please don't hold us to any higher a standard.
Mm-mm.
Erica says, thank you so much for your amazing article. Knock his socks off. I tried the foot massage on my boyfriend, and he said it felt incredible. Please keep giving us great ideas about sweet things we can do for our guys and our pals.
Like, what in God's... Can we also, I guess, while we're talking about this and while we're on the subject, like, this magazine was meant to, like, brainwash young women into being, like, pick-me's.
I ended up picking this CosmoGirl because I had a different CosmoGirl with Lindsay Lohan on the cover, which, you know, Lindsay Lohan, where Troy's number one was Britney, mine was Lindsay Lohan. But I was going through it and I literally thought to myself, is this heterosexual propaganda? I then realized that it was at least a Valentine's Day issue. So the reason why every single article was about boys and how to get a boy, how to keep a boy, was because it was a Valentine's Day issue. But even in this Cosmo, which should be centered around pranking, is still rife with heterosexual propaganda. I briefly texted with you, Troy, and said that I was reading an academic study about basically gender stereotypes in CosmoGirl specifically and how it reinforces it. And they are basically like, yeah, this is heterosexual propaganda.
Yeah.
And they went through years and years of articles. So this article is called How to Hook a Hottie, Teenage Boys, Hegemonic Masculinity, and CosmoGirl magazine.
Cool.
But they say there is a growing body of research dating back to the 1970s investigating girls' and women's magazines with an eye toward how these texts reproduce and reinforce gender roles, recognizing the power of mass-mediated artifacts to socialize women and girls into cultural norms and mores. If we identify the message being directed at girls, we can, by extension, realize how girls are being trained to react towards boys. Such a revelation is important because hegemonic masculinity relies upon the willingness of those dominated to sustain the very system of their oppression.
You know, it's very like for all the Simpsons heads out there, it's very like Malibu Stacy. It's very like, don't ask me, I'm just a girl. Like, one of my favorite things about, even though we like live in this like micro trend hell and like there's no real trends anymore, the one thing that I do like about like fashion geared towards young women now and like beauty and trends is that they're not meant for the male gaze anymore. And like, we grew up in a culture where everything that a woman did was meant to attract a man. It wasn't for other girls. You didn't dress for other girls. Like,
yes,
you dressed to be sexy for boys, and that was it. Like, those were the trends. It's like what men want to see you in, you know?
It also, they found 3 things that were consistent throughout all the issues, which was CosmoGirl reinforces hegemonic masculinity by portraying 1, males as sexual initiators, 2, males as emotionally distant, and 3, males as inherently more aggressive. In this issue, there's a really tough article, page 134, How to Talk to a Guy. This article is written by John Walsh, who is Maxim Magazine's senior writer.
Oh, great.
Like, how dare you? This should be a safe space for girls. He says, cut to the chase. The fact is, guys listen differently from the way you do. We need the Cliff's Notes version of everything. Saying I went running this morning with Kristen and I've got shin splints will elicit sympathy and make us curious enough to ask more. But if you say, I went running this morning because I bought cute Pumas and Kristen was wearing a cotton Peruvian pullover instead of a sweatshirt, and I thought, how original, you lost us at Pumas. Girls can easily follow a train of thought like this, but guys' minds don't work like that.
Oh.
We're linear, and we just need the vital information in short bites.
Can I read Don't Ask Him How You Look?
Yes.
This is literally, if I found this in my daughter's room, I would, oh my God. Don't ask him how you look. When you ask guys about your looks, he sees a trap. Quote, do you think I'd look better with a nose job? A girlfriend once asked. I panicked and shouted, no, but I'd played right into her hands. So, you like my big fat nose? She says. I flip through my mental catalog of sayings to get out of trouble, just to mutter, I love you. Asking a guy his opinion on your looks will make him feel like he's playing a game, and he doesn't know the rules. So don't ask. He'll shut you down, not open up. Look, girls, you're beautiful. You're sexy, you're smart, you smell good, and we're lucky that you even talk to us at all. Remember that, okay? Like, the most condescending article ever written.
And in the study, they talk about how specifically CosmoGirl couches reinforcement of gender roles within girl power language. So like, oh, you're sexy, you're smart, you're great, we're lucky to have you, but also shut the fuck up. Do not challenge a man on anything. But like, you're so slay.
Well, people wonder why, like, us as millennials, when we got old enough to start making decisions on our own and, like, we're out in the workforce and stuff, like, yeah, that was peak girl boss era because this is, like, what we grew up with this shit. Like,
yes.
Hello, that was, like, the only direction that things would have gone in is, like, you know, Sophia Rossi world.
Oh my God, you're so right. Yeah, even the beginning of this, the intro to the article is, ever wish you could talk to a guy the same way you talk to your best girlfriends? Well, you can't. Guys like that only live on the WB. Like, truly, do not ask for anything more, you dumb sluts.
My God, this is crazy. See, this is why, what's going to end up happening is we'll realize that every magazine we loved was just extremely toxic and turned us into garbage people. Like, that's what this is going to be.
I literally, when I was going through it and then I read the study, I was like, oh no, this did raise me.
Yeah.
But not in a good way.
Right.
Now we will be revisiting Nylon magazines soon. I feel like that was more of like a feminist slanted magazine.
Yeah.
I feel like Teen Vogue was always slanted, more feminist.
Like, I feel like Cosmo almost at some time, like at some stages had the same sort of like ideal, like their idea of the ideal woman was like in some ways the same as like Hef's. Like,
yes.
The girl next door that Hef was always chasing is also the Cosmo girl in a lot of ways, which is like crazy.
The Cosmo girl next door.
Right. They're trying to give like guidebook. Like, this is like to be the right kind of girl, to be the kind of like front-facing girl for like culture and society at this point. Like, this is what you need to do, this is what you need to be, this is what you need to look like. You need some sheer blonde, you need some Revlon lip gloss, like you need, you know, it's like it's a guidebook more so.
It really is. How to be the Cosmo girl next door where you have your boyfriend, but you also get good grades. Listen, it's not 1950. You can get good grades.
But just don't annoy your teachers, especially if they're male.
They have it so hard. Their dumb little brains can't figure out words if you talk too much.
Don't ask things like, am I pretty? That will annoy him.
Oh, honey, he's so busy being the stronger sex. He's so busy. He's got the world on his shoulders. You can't annoy him with such questions or your feelings.
It's like embarrassing and it's really sad. And like I said, I would burn. This would be like me finding like a weird porn in my daughter's room. I'd be like, what is this?
Yeah, and I think, because it was so couched in girl power, I think it was probably really easy for it to fly under the radar of a more discerning parent who wouldn't want their daughter reading that,
Mm-hmm.
because they're not going to sit down and be like, well, I'm going to flip through everything and make sure the messaging in this magazine is a-okay and teaching the right lessons. No, you just like look at the cover and it's like, okay, there's some like boy things, that's par for the course, but also, oh, look, how to deal with your stress in school. That's great. I mean, it's for teens, it's for girls.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's going to be fine. And then you just
It's
hand
so
it
true.
over.
And then how funny that when you graduate to like the actual Cosmo, like clearly still in high school, it's like how to give a hand job with a grapefruit. Like it immediately goes into like how to not choke on big dicks. Like it's like fucking crazy. Like it goes straight to like how to literally please your man sexually in every way possible, how to be a
Yes.
literal blow up doll, how to make all of your body fuckable for your man. You know what I mean? Like it is like it's like boot camp how to be a good whore.
Yes, it literally just graduates from try not to talk about your feelings to if you think you're about to talk about your feelings, get that dick so far down your throat and start gagging. Okay, that'll shut you up. So, luckily, even though I didn't get to do my Lindsay Lohan Cosmo Girl, this still had a little whisper of my queen on page 68. CG catches up with Lindsay Lohan. She has two new films, Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen and Mean Girls, and her own pad. Someone call Orlando.
This is a great, I mean, it's only a few questions, but it's like, it might be, and I could be wrong, but it might be the most bankable moment
Mm-hmm.
of this young woman's entire
Entire life.
life. This moment is like, she will look back on this exact little time capsule forever. Like, she'll always be trying to get back to this month of this magazine.
And I feel like we will all be trying to get back to this one
Yeah.
little month
Yes. For,
in time when culture was so beautiful and we had our lives ahead of us.
also, I mean, I'm sure that you knew this, but like, I guess I just never put it to like I knew I've done Lindsay Lohan work. I've gone through the IMDb like
I've done the work here. I've taken the night classes.
you're, you're the only person that I could literally honestly say that sentence to and have it make any sense. Oh my god. I just said that. I was being dead serious. I was not joking. I have done the work and I know the years I've gone through her IMDb page. I've done the self work, but like I just to think that Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen and Mean Girls were like the same time is like almost doesn't make
Insane.
sense to me.
I feel like maybe the reason why it seems kind of crazy is because it was at this time where Confessions came out 1st and then but Lindsay wasn't famous until Mean Girls. Like truly like we knew who she was because of The Parent Trap, but she hadn't made that full transition to superstar until Mean Girls. But they were out around the same time.
I do love that they asked again, like this is just such an incredible time capsule. They said, "We hear you're working on an album. What will it
Oh,
sound like?" And she said, "I'm not going for any specific style. I'm just listening to all kinds of different music that's out right now." She goes, like Outkast, Liz Phair, Switchfoot. I'm sorry. Not Switchfoot.
I also just love the idea that this 17-year-old actress, 18-year-old actress is like, yeah, I'm working on an album and right now I'm just in the inspiration phase. Just, it might sound like Outkast or Liz Phair or Switchfoot. Who knows? Like, no, honey, like Can we all agree that Lindsay Lohan is not in the studio putting pen to paper like at the keyboard with like Mark Ronson? Like,
Right.
so I heard this lick in the Switchfoot song, and I've got some ideas.
Like, let's just say that you want to sound and look like Britney Spears, and you want it to be fun and pop rock, pop punk. You want to be Avril and Britney. That was you want to wear fingerless gloves and a crop top. Just say it. It's okay. It's okay.
Just say it. Just say what the label told you, which is this is what we're doing, and you better like it.
Also, this is that. What was it, like 2 months that she lived with Raven Simone?
Yes, it was like 2 months or 3 months, and Raven. It was either Raven or Lindsay was never. I think Raven was never there. I think Lindsay wasn't there because she was with Wilmer, so she was just like at his house and just shoving all of her clothes into the apartment, very reminiscent of her Oprah docuseries where we see the hoarding of racks and racks of clothes.
Matt, where are you? They said, you just got a new apartment with actress Raven Simone. Are you two getting along? And she said, yes, but our first fight ever was over the apartment size. She was like, I don't want a big one because I don't want people over all the time. She's already afraid of Lindsay's partying. And Lindsay said, I was like, we need a bigger place. I can't fit anything into a small closet. She's like, girl, I'm having parties. You must not know who I am. I am Lindsay D. Lohan.
Oh, poor Raven must have just been like, oh God, there's more strangers coming over. Oh God, where did these 30-year-old men come from?
Now, we all know Lindsay's alleged fuck list, right? Imagine at this specific time, peak beauty, peak youth, peak notoriety, like just an ingenue with a raspy voice and big bouncy boobs and daddy issues and a love of theft and cocaine. Can you imagine? Because it's hilarious because they end with, do you have any celeb crushes? And she says Orlando Bloom, Colin Farrell, and Johnny Depp. And it's like, she goes on to fuck all of them.
And honestly, that's the power of manifestation.
It really is.
Someone read The Secret. She wrote it down. She put it out into the universe. And it came right back to her.
This is like, I can't even express how badly I just like wanted to be her at this time. I think it was like around this time that she did that Rolling Stone where her hair is blowing and she's like,
yes.
And she was like the new hot redhead on the scene. And I was just like, she's the moment. She just had this like, she had this Shannon Doherty thing about her, in my opinion.
I can see that.
You know?
I see that. God, you are giving me chills just like talking about this time. You know, discovering this girl and just with that big face. That big face.
And those
big boobs.
No, those big boobs. Those freckled boobs.
It was just such a beautiful time to be alive.
It is. It really, really was. Everybody, bite your finger and take a selfie for Lindsay Lohan today.
Oh my God, yes. Put your finger up, put it in your mouth.
Yeah.
And
then light a cigarette and put it in the other hand.
Troy, we'll have to put our best Lohan pictures on the Instagram.
Okay.
I'll have to work. I can never quite get because you have to hold your mouth in such a way where it's hot. And I'm just like, I look like I'm getting Novocaine at the dentist.
Well, she does so much biting. She does so much finger work.
She's known for her finger work.
Yeah. We hadn't seen a young ingenue do finger work like Lindsay. And we still haven't.
She learned it at Stella Adler. First it's space work, then it's finger work. And she excelled.
Where the Olsens learned prune, Lindsay learned bite.
Okay, the next article is one that took up a lot of real estate in my head as a kid, which was how much trouble you could get into if you downloaded an illegal MP3. If you were alive during these times, they felt like urban legends, but I think they were real. Mm-hmm. You'd hear about some college kid getting sued for like $100,000 because they downloaded something on LimeWire. Mm-hmm. So I always lived in fear of ruining my family sucking us bone dry because I just had to download, I don't know, a Debbie Gibson song.
Right, like LimeWire or like Kazaa just like ate up the computer. Like it was like literally releasing like a Pac-Man inside the computer to just eat it up. And it's funny because we all lived in fear of that. That was like a very, especially during this time, like they were really trying to like, again, propaganda, like trying to scare us into like,
Yeah.
you know, not taking money from the industry and from the artists and from the labels and stuff. But like we didn't.
And now look at us.
Now we are getting chips implanted into our bodies to download music. And it's just funny because they didn't know what it would look like to get in trouble. It's like, do they bust into
No.
your house? Does your computer shut down? Do they call you? Do you show up in court? Like, what does it look like to get in trouble for an illegal MP3?
And so according to CosmoGirl, will this song get me arrested? Worried your MP3 of Hey Ya will land you in court? Have no fear, CG is here. And it says, the Recording Industry Association of America says that you're actually stealing. The group claims that peer-to-peer sites where you trade songs with others are illegal since the musicians don't get paid royalties. And the RIAA is filing controversial lawsuits to shut them down. In the meantime, how can you be sure what's legal and what's not? While the lawyers and the lawmakers duke it out, here's what you need to know. Cheat sheet. What could get you into trouble? Uploading a copyrighted song to a computer server and making it available to the public without permission from the artist or the record label, or downloading a song from a peer-to-peer site. What's the penalty? You could get up to 3 years in jail and up to $250,000 in fines. I would love to know, like, how often this actually happened.
So I know a girl that it happened to.
Shut up, Troy.
I am friends
No.
with somebody that this happened to, and it was like, I get goosebumps thinking about it because it scared all of us so bad.
I would never download an illegal song. Like, I would never even stream 20 years later.
No, like I think about it on occasion, and I'm like, I can't believe. I won't out her, but because I don't know how that all works. But she
might be hiding from the law.
Right, it's well, Catch Me If You Can, the Napster edition. She downloaded a song. The reason that she got in trouble was because she did it at college, and she did it connected to the dorm internet, and these people like the police came to the dorm, and
no,
like they were like, you have been downloading illegal shit on a computer and the IP was traced here, and yeah. And like she got, I don't know what like how it played out or like what they ended up doing to her, but just knowing that the police came to her dorm was enough to literally send all of us into, I mean, word spread fast.
I wonder if it was just the police came and I was like, here's a warning. Then in that case, it could very easily be the school hears that like they could potentially be sued from students downloading. They check the IP addresses, see that someone has downloaded something. Okay, great. We're going to call up the local police and say, give this girl a scare to scare everyone.
Yeah, right.
It's going to disseminate through the school, which honestly is, I mean, that would scare the school.
I would say, what year is this magazine? 04? Yeah, like this is a little bit before having LimeWire is like a household thing. Like not everybody is using LimeWire or Kazaa at this point. Like it's for the girls who know. We were all kind of getting music from all over the place, but it wasn't just like so common. Like I feel like by like 07 there was no way that they could have done something like that because every computer had LimeWire on it.
I feel like there was just a brief couple of years where the industry saw what was happening and they were like, okay, we have to disseminate some sort of lore into the world that you're going to get in big trouble, like $100,000. And that also, even more importantly, getting that message out to parents where your kid could be downloading music and you will be liable $150,000 and you'll have to pay that. Suddenly, and this is also back when there's often one computer per household.
Yep.
Everyone's using the family computer, so it's like easy for a parent to keep control over making sure that LimeWire is on the computer. Oh, and then another thing that I just want to touch down on is how absolutely bizarre it is that every issue of CosmoGirl had a full-blown centerfold.
Ooh. Ooh.
May I direct you to page 76
May you?
in your textbooks.
Oh, who do we have here? The eye candy casting call winner.
Yes, King. Oh, he looks primed for Love Island.
April Drews.
Oh my God. Oh yes, they nailed it with that. Oh.
Yeah.
Meet Ben, a hazel-eyed cutie from the Windy City. Since he's dreamed about being in the CIA, we're tempted to stir up a little top-secret trouble. Ah, the thrill of being booked and grilled by a hottie.
He does look extremely Love Island. That was a great comparison.
They would do a centerfold in every CosmoGirl, which I guess is very reminiscent. You know, it's very like Playgirl. They also have just like Playboy, the Playboy centerfold, where it has like a little write-in quiz of questions for the model.
Oh.
This model is named Ben Mostyn. He's from Chicago. And I just thought, Ben Mostyn, that's not the most generic name. Maybe I can find this guy. At just a cursory Google, I found him right away. And sure, it's 20 years later. I was like, maybe this is him, maybe it's not. But then I got a look at those hazel eyes and I knew I had found my man. And Ben Mostyn is now running for public office in San Antonio, Texas. He is a Trump Republican. And I did also look up his name with CosmoGirl to see if this was something he was maybe proud of and existed on the internet. It doesn't, and I'm trying to decide whether or not to out him as a CosmoGirl centerfold.
It would be the most bimbo forward thing that you could do.
Like, listen, I don't know if it's going to change the trajectory for any voter, but maybe this is my Dick Kirsten Dunst, Michelle Williams moment.
It's just like, it's so funny looking at the centerfold pictures, because it's like, one thing that has consistently never changed when it comes to like young female-centric media is that the creators of this media understand that you're horny, but they can't.
Yes.
They can't just throw it out there like that because you're not a boy. So it's like they aim to make you as horny as possible. They know your hormones are raging. They know that you're like literally rubbing these pictures like on your body at night. But like it has to be presented in this like sort of subtle way. Like this is, you know,
And like a tasteful.
Yes.
Well, and then in later years, they started doing, in addition to the centerfolds, they would do stickers.
Yeah.
But they would only be boys, as if it was like, here's hot guys who are and we made them into stickers, even though it's like, well, I would have enjoyed a Britney Spears sticker. I would have I would have put that on my notebook too.
Yeah, it was like definitely intended for your notebook, for your locker.
Or your retainer, which I did because I had a retainer and you could put a sticker in the retainer. And they would put it inside a clear retainer. The only sticker I had at my disposal from a CosmoGirl was from the month that I was getting my retainer, and that month was Shane West. Not even a huge fan of his, but I was like, this'll do.
You just really triggered something. I forgot about the retainer decor. Well, I am very pro you outing our company.
I think we should.
Yeah.
I think, it might not change anything, but I would like to just like shake this man to his core a little bit, just so he knows you're being watched.
Yes.
And nothing from your past stays there. Okay.
Yeah. And that at one point in life, when you were asked who you look like, you said James Dean and Ricky Martin. Like that's like where you were.
Yes.
at this time.
You know, I was thinking, oh, would I attach the podcast to the outing? And it's like, no. You put this in a manila envelope and you send it to his office. And then you include a note that says, this is just the beginning.
Yeah, written in red lipstick.
Yes. And then he's like, oh God, what else do they have? And like, of course, nothing.
Right.
But he doesn't know that. Yeah. So then he's looking behind his back at every turn.
Yes.
What do they know about my inappropriate relationships?
Right. Yeah.
While my wife was pregnant.
He's like, do they know that I did that one gay porn film? It was just that one time. It's very that.
Exactly. And then he starts spiraling so much so where he's like, I have to get ahead of this. And he just starts spewing all of his secrets. And it's his own undoing. And little does he know, it's Kirsten Dunst and Michelle Williams bimboing out in red, white, and blue. Like, that was all we had. And we got it from this CosmoGirl.
He's like, I guess because of this, I have to support the LGBTQ plus community.
I thought they were stupid, but it turns out they've got some real ingenuity.
They're not all idiots.
A food for thought.
And that is how we are going to save the world with this podcast. Through God, I will serve my country.
We are saving the environment, print media, Sarah Michelle Gellar's career, and now the government.
Yeah. You're welcome, LGBTQ.
Another side note that I was reminded of, that CosmoGirl used to have a Project 2024 initiative, which was by 2024 we would have a CosmoGirl in the White House. And I don't know, you guys, should we give the Oval Office a call and be like, listen, if you guys are thinking about changing that candidate, we've got some ideas.
Listen, when I saw at the top of that page Project 2024, my heart plummeted through my body and fell out of my asshole. I was like, what is going on? What is going on? And it's such an interesting, like, it's just, the whole article itself is really interesting. Obviously, we will post it on Patreon so you guys can just, like, read the whole thing. But it's just so.
You know what? You know what it's like? It's when you're watching a movie or something and it says like a hypothetical year, like in 2015, like we'll have flying cars. Mm-hmm. It's like in 2024, we'll have a woman president by then.
Right, yeah, totally.
Honey, no. Yeah. We are just as far from that, if not farther. Project 2024, baby.
Crazy.
I would love if CosmoGirl came out of retirement just to get in under the wire and be like, we're running a candidate. It's the CosmoGirl party. We're going third party here.
We made a promise and we're sticking to it.
That's what a CosmoGirl does. She's always good on her word.
And then they start playing the Mr. Step song from Spice World. They're like, just girl power is all we need.
It's just like a Camp David summit. We've got to get these girls into shape. We've got our next president here.
Oh my God. Get out the got to be and let's get started.
We've got our president. Yeah. And it's just like, you just gave this girl a makeover. Well, yeah, we said a CosmoGirl was going to be president. Okay, does she know anything about foreign policy? No.
You put thick reading glasses on a young girl and told her that she's gonna have to be president. Like, it's...
She's at an 8th grade reading level because she stopped focusing in school because she thought it was more important to find a boyfriend.
Oh my God, Project 2024, get a CosmoGirl in office is so camp.
I wonder if there's any merch floating around out there that's like CosmoGirl in 2024. Like, I would start wearing that right now.
I think that we just created our merch. Hello.
Line up. We have our first merch.
CosmoGirls to the front, please. We get sued immediately. The podcast has 2 episodes. Oh, that made my stomach hurt.
Shall we close it out with a quiz?
Yeah. Is there one in mind, or that you have in mind that's a good one?
Who's your rock star soulmate?
Oh my God.
Oh, but okay, Troy, I'm gonna give you this one, and you can't look at it.
Okay. Ooh, okay.
Okay. Who's your rock star soulmate? See which of these on-fire musicians you belong in the club
Oh
with.
my God, I'm like nervous.
Question 1. The best motto for you is A, work hard, play hard. B, love like you've never been hurt. C, life is a highway. I want to ride it all night
I
long.
mean, the clear answer is C. Hello.
Oh, of
Hello.
course. Wait, I have to jot these answers down. Okay.
You dip a quill in ink. You're like, well.
Question 2. You get the biggest rush when you A, snowboard down huge slopes. B, have meaningful conversations. C, walk into a huge rockin' party.
I'm gonna say C. I like to walk into a huge rockin' party.
3. On the dance floor, you A, get the crowd to raise the roof. B, do your subtle bounce thing. Or C, flash your signature moves while others watch.
In the club, I do not flash signature moves.
That's reserved for the best.
Yeah, I'm more of a B. Like, I do my little shoulder thing.
Love that. 4. The beach look you covet. A, leopard print thong bikini, preferably with a belly chain. B, classic black bikini. Or C, pink bandeau bikini.
Pink bandeau.
5. Which celeb do you wish would send you an invitation to her birthday bash? A, Missy Elliott. B, Sheryl Crow. C, Madonna. Final question for all the marbles. After a long day, you like to unwind by taking a kickboxing class. B, strumming your guitar. C, treating yourself to a mani-pedi.
C.
Boop, 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 boop. Calculating.
Ooh.
Troy, I hate to prank you on our first episode. Actually, it wasn't a prank. You just fell into my trap.
Oh, no.
You got Justin Timberlake.
The computer starts moving really violently. No.
It says, you fall for guys with style and firm roots. Designer jeans and hipster haircuts on the outside, loyalty to friends and family on the inside. Guys like JT are sweet and sensitive and have a wild streak that's a perfect match for your party animal style. Whether you're off to hit the town or staying local to party with your crew, he's definitely the right guy to have along for the ride.
I am. This became a horror podcast. We're telling a horror.
I'm sorry I had to do that to you.
You know, I honestly thought that by avoiding showing my signature moves that I would be avoiding men like him, but I guess
nope.
That is wild. Actually, that worked out exactly the way that it needed to. That was perfection.
I think that you honestly learned a lesson here. You need to trust no bitch, which is me, and also watch out for Justin Timberlake's because apparently you are attracted to them and you need to be on guard at all times. You need to override your natural impulses.
Anyone that knows me knows that I have a very toxic picker, okay? I'm just like Britney in that sense, so that makes sense.
Well, that was just a quick little quiz, but I think we're going to do some more quizzes on Patreon, but we'll get really in depth.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to show our math. You're going to get to know us.
Yeah.
As we get to know ourselves. Meet us on Patreon.
We'll continue the conversation. This was our first episode. Oh my God.
Well, we did it. And that's that.
And listen, Project 2024, get a CosmoGirl in office. We will not stop until the fight has been won.
We will be saving democracy.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you guys so much for being excited about this, and we're excited about this.
Yes.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for following both of us on our podcast journeys for so many years, and honestly being the reason that we are doing this. This is a project of the people, and this was so fun.
Thank you so much. Oh, and follow us on Instagram.
Oh yes,
because we'll be posting things that we've discussed, parts of magazines on Instagram. So continue the conversation over there as well.
And we love you beyond words.
Beyond measure.
Bye.
Bye.
Acast powers the world's best podcasts. Here's a show that we recommend.
This season on The Dream.
Supplies are being provided by nurses who run out in the middle of the night and purchase diapers, but the hospital is still charging as if they still have these items.
We are digging into every topic we've ever wanted to cover on this show.
It's a spinning plate analogy. The second that you stop spinning those plates, that crashes. So you can never stop working.
The Dream Season 4 comes at you weekly starting Monday, January 20th.
Acast helps creators launch, grow, and monetize their podcasts everywhere. Acast.com.